What's up everybody, my name is Wayfaring Robin 1 and today I'm talking about Kenshi. Now, I might be a little late to the party, almost 7 years late to the party, but this is by far one of the greatest RPGs I've ever played and it's a game that deserves to be talked about. The game also stands out as an interesting game because of just how free you really are. But enough of my talking, let's get into today's video. First, let's start off with the most glaring issue, the graphics. Now, it's not at all a bad looking game, but it's also not the prettiest to look at. While I don't have any mods for visuals, there's plenty of mods that makes this game look a lot more pleasing to the eye, but this isn't to bash the art style. It's definitely a scuffed game, but it makes up for it in gameplay. The gameplay doesn't play like traditional RPGs. While you do start off weak, in Kenshi, you're weaker than a drunk after a heavy drinking session. It also emphasizes when you start off that you are not a hero like most RPGs. In this game, you're just as weak as the guy next to you, but they will not hesitate to kick your ass and leave you on the ground to bleed. But you may ask, how is that any fun? Well, let me tell you about the skills. Kenshi gives you skills, but you may notice that when you start off, you suck at everything, including fighting for your life. So, in order to get good, you must first get your shit rocked a few times to build up your toughness, and start shrugging off attacks at the dome. And there's also skills for weapons and other things, but your main skills you want to worry about are the ones all the way to your left, as these determine if you get killed by the first swing of a sword, or if you walk off a limb getting hacked off. Now, you may start bitching again and being like, well, how is that freedom? Where's the quest? Or you may even ask, what do I do? The joy of this game is that you make your own story. Now, while that sounds lame, it is way more fun in practice. You don't grab quests in a traditional way, and you don't get rewarded unless you play a certain way. This certain way is called bounty hunting. Now, I won't go into detail about it just for the sake of the video, but the sum of this job is you find targets, find who wants them, and turn them in for some cash. The currency in this game is also called cats, but I'm just going to call it cash for the rest of this video because I'm not retarded. Speaking of cash, another way to play this is to become a slave trader. Are you tired of getting pushed around by dudes with swords and getting your ass handed to you? Well, engaging in the slave trade may be for you. In this style of playing, you capture people who are knocked out and sell them into slavery. There's a slave capital in this game called Hang, but again, won't get into crazy detail for this, but pretty much just find anyone who's willing to take slaves off your hand with a nice little symbol on the shop, as you'll see on screen, and that's where you sell your slaves, and then that's how you make your money. If you couldn't tell, there's different ways to play this game. You can either live out your wildest dreams of being a samurai, or live out your dreams of being a slave trader. The game literally lets you be whatever you want to be, but this game also has a really good mining community, and if you get bored of vanilla Kenshi, you can amplify the do whatever you want part of the game, and crank it all the way to 10 and just become a drug dealer at the bottom of the map and make some crazy cash. Or you can even just become a trader. I mean, hey, if that's what you like, I don't kink shame. But to nicely wrap up everything I just summarized, it's just a fun sandbox to get into. There's recently an increase in boring, lame, and unfun games that sometimes it's cool to just boot up a sandbox game and have no boundaries to do what you want and just have as much fun as you want and do what you want to do. Personally, I just like being able to go into a town and just kill everybody with my blade and then walk out with both my legs cut off. But I feel that my explanation does not do this game justice, and I think you should just check it out yourself. But also, I'm just a really huge fan of the Shack Rule 34.